Week 16 of the NFL season is here. No dilly-dallying today. Let's get straight into my predictions. We're going to start off with a Saturday game. Yes, you heard that right. A Saturday game, the first Saturday game of the year. The Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Great game, low-key. I got to say, both of these Saturday games are pretty good. We'll get into the second one later. Interesting in the sense that the battle of the fraud here, low-key? I don't know. I would say so. Texans have been up and down the entire year. They have their moments of brightness. They have their moments of shit. It's back and forth, back and forth. You never know what Texans team you're getting this year. The Chiefs have been consistently shit. But somehow, some way, I don't know if it's devil worshipping, black magic, somebody sold their soul to the devil, but these guys managed to win every time. Every time. Last week was the first time they covered the spread in like God knows how long and actually won with authority. With that being said, I'm going with the Chiefs here. I'm going with the Chiefs, not necessarily because Texans are frauds and Texans are bad, but this is the time of the year where the Chiefs start getting hot and playing Chiefs style of football. They're going to win this game, they're going to win it with authority, and they're going to show that Texans are truly, truly fraudulent. If Texans manage to win this game, then all the fraud allegations for them should be thrown out the window. But in any case, the Chiefs are the better team. The Chiefs are going to want it more. That's another key point where Texans are essentially locked up in their position. They're either going to be number 4 overall or number 3 overall. It'd be insane if they managed to reach 1 or 2, which I don't think is physically possible. Maybe 2, but they're not catching the Chiefs. There's not enough games this year. So Texans have less to play for. They locked up their division. They secured their playoff spot. Chiefs have not. Chiefs locked up their division, yes, but they are fighting for that number 1 overall seed. And the number 1 overall seed is a lot different than the number 2 overall seed because number 1 overall gets a bye week. And you know a team like Kansas City really, really wants that bye week. So, Chiefs have more to play for. It's that time of the year where the Chiefs start playing Chiefs style of football. And Texans haven't shown me enough this year, even though I'm a big CJ Stroud worshiper. He's just been this year. That's the problem. Chiefs win. Chiefs cover. I don't know if I'll bet it. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little some on it. That's my official pick for this game. Chiefs win. Chiefs cover. Next game, the second Saturday game of this week. Unbelievable game. Probably one of the best rivalries, if not the best rivalry in the NFL. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'll start this one off by saying this. Trap spread. Super trap spread. The exact same way it was last week. Now, I get it. Steelers have a lot of injuries. Pickens, I know, is out. TJ Watt's banged up. This isn't a Steelers team at full strength. But 6.5 points? 6.5 points for the Ravens? Nah. Who would give 6.5 points to the Ravens versus a Steelers team that A, already beat the Ravens, B, is looking really good. Besides last week, Steelers have looked really good throughout the entire season. And most importantly, C, this game is for the AFC North. Now, it's not literally for the AFC North, but let's say Steelers lose this game. Their schedule is very, very difficult. And the likelihood of Steelers winning the AFC North is not impossible, but unlikely if they lose this game. And vice versa. If Ravens lose this game, Steelers are going to hold the tiebreaker. It's pretty much going to be all but over. Steelers hold the AFC North. So the winner of this game wins the AFC North. Not only that, but Lamar has been ass versus the Steelers. The Steelers have been able to lock up Lamar and control him through pretty much his entire career. The Steelers in general, as of recently, have dominated the Ravens. And, you know, for as good as the Ravens have been these last 2 years, Steelers have had their number. So somebody please explain to me why Baltimore are this big of favorites. Trap spread, just like it was last week. And I'm going to make the same play I made last week. And I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game and to cover the spread. It's going to be good, but clearly, the Vegas knows something we don't. And what I genuinely feel like is going to happen, I have this very strong feeling about this. I don't know why, but the Eagles laid the perfect blueprint as to how to beat and dominate the Steelers. And the Ravens are the type of team that can replicate what the Eagles did because of how effective the Ravens' running game is and their ability to control the time of possession. Ravens will control the game, they will control the time of possession, and they will beat the Steelers. Not only will they beat the Steelers, but they are going to cover the spread. Does that make Ravens the better team? I wouldn't say so. But in this game, clearly, something fishy is going on. And I'm not falling for no traps here. I got the Ravens to win. I got the Ravens to cover. And I'm probably going to bet it. Ravens to cover here. It's a trap spread. I'm willing to back the side that Vegas is backing. Give me the Ravens win. Give me the Ravens cover. That's my official pick for this game. Next one, we get to the Sunday slate. The Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Cleveland is deciding to bench Jesus Winston. We're not going to get a Martin Luther King-like speech from him. Instead, they're going with DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's close. Yeah, Cleveland's trying to lose this game. They do not give a fuck. If they gave a fuck, they would start Winston. Winston is clearly better than DTR. And I know DTR has his moments. He's looked good at times. But come on. Winston's Winston. He's not a superstar, but he's a starting caliber quarterback. Maybe bottom 15, yes. But come on. He's good enough. Cleveland is in tank mode. They want to lose, and they don't give a fuck what happens in this game. Cincinnati's still alive. They're fighting, and they know how vital it is to win this game. But more importantly, in addition to not only winning this game, they want to win it with authority. They have 2 tough games coming up in the last 2 weeks. They want to win big here to set the stage and get themselves ready for these big games, which they can lose and essentially be eliminated from the playoffs. Browns pose no challenge to a hungry Cincinnati team that's going to dominate them offensively. I don't know if they'll dominate them defensively because we all know how shit the fucking Cincinnati Bengals defense is. But offense will carry the load like it always does. And there's no way in hell DTR and the Browns are going to be able to keep pace. I got the Cincinnati Bengals to win, the Cincinnati Bengals to cover. I'm not betting it. I don't like this game. It's stinky, and I don't want nothing to do with it. But I'm going with Cincy to win, Cincy to cover. Next game, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. I kind of want to take the Panthers here. I really do. They had improvement. Bryce Young is playing better than he's ever played in the NFL. But, after last week's performance, that shit show, the debacle versus the Dallas Cowboys, there's no way in hell I can pick the Panthers. How many goddamn turnovers did the Panthers commit versus the Cowboys? And the Cowboys' defense isn't all that. Last year, it was all that. This year, it's kind of mid, if you do say so myself. Mike Zimmer's not a great DC for the Cowboys. And they still bullied the fuck out of the Panthers. What an embarrassment that was for Carolina. Arizona is super hungry. They're in the thick of it. They really are. They're 1 game behind both the Rams and the Seahawks. It can easily win the division, but it starts with winning the layup games. Arizona will not fuck around. Arizona will do their best to win this game. Now that I think about it, actually, this is the battle of the midget quarterback, low-key. Who's smaller, Kyler or Bryce Young? Whoever sees over their offensive line is going to be the winner, that's for sure. But in any case, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals to win the game, to cover the spread, keep themselves alive, and make sure they have a chance to at least attempt to win the NFC West. Because if they lose this game, kiss it goodnight. There's no chance. Cardinals win. Cardinals cover. The Panthers are dog shit. If I fucking fade the Panthers and they beat my ass again, I'll be pissed. I'll sprinkle a little something on the Cardinals spread. I'm not overly confident in Arizona here, but I'm confident enough to put half a unit on it. Arizona wins. Arizona covers. They keep themselves alive in the NFC West and could fuck shit up badly if they're given the opportunity, of course. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Redskins. Very interesting game here. Very interesting game here. We all know what happened in that first one where it was a close game. Philly pretty much just dominated Washington, and that's what started the Washington debacle where they fell apart and haven't been the same since. Quite simply, Eagles win this game, they lock up their division, no questions asked. Eagles lose this game, it becomes a little bit interesting. Eagles fall to 12-3, Washington go to 10-5. Eagles have their little collapse like they did last year, and then boom, Washington takes control of the division. Will that happen? I'm going to dream about it, and I'm going to hope it happens. But I don't think it will. However, in this game, there's going to be fuckery. And I know there's going to be fuckery because Jaden Daniels is the GOAT. I haven't glazed him in quite a bit, but he's good enough. He learned and will learn from his mistakes last time they played Philadelphia. The Redskins team in general will learn from their mistakes. Dan Quinn is going to be a better play caller, make better decisions, and the fucking Washington Redskins are going to beat the Eagles. That's one. Two, the spread. Why would the Eagles be 3.5 point favorites? That's obnoxiously low. Eagles should be a lot bigger favorites. Eagles are significantly better than Washington on paper. But again, low spread. Everyone's going to bet the Eagles. They're going to think shit's sweet, shit's easy. And they're going to realize the Redskins need to get their lick back. And that's why Washington covers, Washington wins, and they keep their division hopes alive. Give me Washington. JD is him. He is the best quarterback in the 2024 quarterback class. And I know Bo Nix is a stud. And I know Drake Mays looked good. But I knew JD was better than Caleb. And I knew JD would be the superstar that he's becoming. Washington covers. Washington wins. I'm betting it too. I'm backing the Redskins. You know how I feel about this team. Let's just pray they can somehow pull out the division. That would be quite nice for me. Next game. The New York Giants versus the Atlanta Falcons. Big news here. Huge news. Raheem Morris finally wiped his eyes. Got the shit out of it. The Falcons team in general got their heads out of their asses and realized, holy shit, Kirk Cousins is washed up. He's trash. And he cannot play football the way he used to. We could call it, I guess, pre-Achilles injury. They have decided to bench Kirk Cousins and are starting Michael Penix Jr. I am actually quite a big fan of Michael Penix Jr. I loved what he did in Washington last year. He beat Oregon in a beautiful cup, I think twice actually. They played so well versus Texas in the semifinal, and they were okay in the final versus Michigan. In any case, that Washington team was good because of how good Michael Penix Jr. was. And I get it, they had Roma Dunze, they had a bunch of studs, but it was all on the hands of Penix Jr. He is a good quarterback. I was very high on JD entering the 2024 draft. My number 2 quarterback was Penix. It was. I should call him Penix, not Penix. In any case, I think this is the right decision for Atlanta. I think it will rejuvenate the Atlanta Falcons. And most importantly, they're not throwing Michael Penix Jr. to the Wolves. There's the Giants. The Giants' defense is trash. Their best player's out. Nobody on this Giants team even gives a fuck. They just want to lose and get the season over with. This is actually a really good game to start a rookie quarterback so late in the season, especially when Falcons can still make a playoff push and can, in theory, still win their division, considering they hold a tiebreaker over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta Falcons are going to play amazing football, the best type of football they've played since like October-ish, September-ish. Falcons win this game. Falcons cover the spread. They're then going to go to Tootsie's or Pink Pony, and they're going to celebrate afterwards. Maybe I'll join them. Falcons win. Falcons cover. I like it, and I like it hard. I'm willing to back Michael Penis Jr. I'm going to bet on the Falcons to win and to cover. The Giants are absolute dog shit. They have no chance of winning this game, and quite frankly, they don't even want to win this game, if we're being honest. Falcons win, Falcons cover. I want to see Michael Penis Jr. go out there and ball. He's going to make me happy, and we'll see what happens. Next game, the Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears. I'm conflicted on this one. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We all know how good Detroit is, especially offensively. But the injuries on defense and a little bit on offense are just starting to pile up. It's bad. It's real bad. The defense is just decimated. And I mean decimated. The offense isn't decimated yet, but losing a guy like Montgomery is bad. Real bad. And they could struggle running the football without Montgomery. However, they're playing the Chicago Bears, who are completely incompetent, whether it be ownership, management, coaching, or the actual players themselves. Their quarterback is a bust, a massive bust, and there's nothing to look at this Chicago team and say, yeah, they're going to win this game. But here's the funny part. We said this during Thanksgiving. We said the exact same thing. And what happened? Bears were this close to winning that game, this close to tying that game. Everything could have been flipped on its head had the Bears pulled that shit off. Lions are more injured now than they were back then. And that's going to be affecting my pick. I don't like this pick. I will not be betting it because I can't back a bust. Because the last time I did back his ass, they got murdered by the Niners. The Bears are going to cover this spread. The Bears are going to cover this spread. And in all honesty, I would not be surprised if the Bears win this game straight up. Now, I'm not taking the Bears to win this game straight up. I don't have enough balls to do it. My official pick is going to be Bears cover, Lions win. But the injuries are going to affect the Lions really badly. The Bears should take advantage of it. And even though they're eliminated, their season's over, they look like shit, they need at least some sort of motivation, something positive to look back on this season and say, okay, we can build upon this. Lions are a great team. We know the Lions are a great team. They're coming off a tough loss, but these division games with a team that almost beat you the first time, it could be dangerous. Bears are going to cover. Lions are going to win, but I'm not going to lie. I would not be surprised if Bears pull off the upset, as crazy as it sounds, especially because their quarterback is LGBTQB1, who's soon going to be LGBTQB2 if the Bears want to have any type of success. In any case, Bears cover, Lions win. I'm staying the fuck away from this game. Too trappy, too fishy for my opinion. I'll watch it. Next game, Los Angeles Rams versus the New York Jets. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I don't know why this Jets team are 3-point underdogs. The only logical explanation I can give to this is that the Rams have to travel all the way to New York, and this is a 1 o'clock game. So if we're taking travel into consideration, it's a huge advantage for the Jets. This fucking articles and storylines coming out about the Jets, I don't know how many of you guys know about this because I don't know if this is more localized New York media or everyone's getting this news. Our fucking franchise is being run by a man named Brick Johnson. My bad. Not a man named Brick Johnson. a boy named Brick Johnson, a 17-year-old boy whose name also means hard dick, is running the New York Jets franchise because his daddy says so. They didn't trade for Jerry Jeudy because his Madden rating was too low. His Madden rating! An NFL franchise didn't trade for a player because of their Madden rating. All of these stories about the October 31st win versus Texans on Thursday night, how Brick Johnson gives the game ball to Garrett Wilson before they can give it to Ulbrich for his first win as head coach. All these storylines here and there, how it's complete just stupidity being run in this Jets organization. I hate the Jets. I've never hated the Jets more in my life. In my life! How can I sit there and be a fan and support this team when we have nothing? We are completely incompetent. We're being run by a 17-year-old. I went off on a bit of a tangent there. We all know who I'm going with here. It's the Rams. I want the Jets to lose. I want them to lose. Get themselves a good draft pick. Maybe sneak into the top 5. At this point, I doubt it. But definitely stay in the top 10. We need it. We need to draft a quarterback. Set ourselves up for future success. Rams are playing for the division. Rams are playing for a playoff spot. They are well and still alive, and they will have a lot more motivation to beat the Jets. I'm not betting this game because it's a Jets game. I don't bet on Jets games. If I was betting it, though, from an unbiased perspective, I'd probably take the Jets. It's a low spread. It's a very difficult trip from Los Angeles to New York, very long. It's a 1 o'clock game, which means LA players' body clocks are going to be at 10 a.m.? It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. But in any case, I got the Rams winning, Rams covering. I hope the Jets get obliterated, and I hope Brick Johnson gets fucking sent out of the country. Next game, Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know who to pick here because Titans are dog shit. They've been dog shit, and I'm not betting on the Titans. But Mason Rudolph is better than Will Levis. Will Levis is a shit show. Colts are also kind of a shit show. They're just so undisciplined. There's no discipline on this Colts team. The play calling is shitty. The overall stupidity on this Colts team is insane. I'm still not over that Jonathan Taylor fumble. That's crazy. How can you even do this type of bullshit? But in any case, I'm taking the Titans here. I'm taking the Titans to cover the spread, to win the game. The Colts are not as good as advertised. I mean, neither are the Titans, but at least everybody knows at this point the Titans are shit. Colts' playoff chances are pretty much all but over. They're in it, but come on now. They're really not. They don't have a chance in hell. I'm taking the Titans to win. I'm taking the Titans to cover. I'm not betting it because I told you guys I'm not going to bet Titans games, and I'm going to try my best to stick to my word for the rest of the season. No more Titans games. I got the Titans to cover. I got the Titans to win, but I won't be betting it because I can't fall into the Tennessee trap again. Next game, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Seattle Seahawks. Geno is going to play in this game. It hasn't been announced, but he's practicing. There's no indication that he's not going to play, and the spread being only 3 points would indicate that he is playing. I don't know what to do here because when I pick against the Seahawks, they whoop my ass, and when I pick the Seahawks, they whoop my ass. I'm going with the Vikings. I'm going with Minnesota. Minnesota is the better team defensively and offensively. Minnesota is breathing down the Detroit Lions' necks. And genuinely, if Lions lose this week, it's over because Minnesota is going to have a better record. So Minnesota is going to be in first place. The only reason Lions are still in first place is because they beat Minnesota. And let's not forget, these two teams are going to play each other, I think, last week of the season. In any case, Seattle is fraudulent. I know last week I glazed them a little bit, and look where that got me. I'm back to the Seattle is fraudulent wave. Respect to all my Seattle fans, but Minnesota is just too good. They're too talented, and they will beat the Seattle Seahawks. They need it. They need it. This is actually a fucking great game because both teams are fighting for number one spot in their division. And it's going to be quite interesting because both of them are going to be playing super, super hard, super, super aggressive because it's all or nothing for both of them. I don't think either of them can afford to lose. Seattle sure as hell cannot afford to lose because there's not one but two teams in the mix for the division. Vikings are in a different position a little bit because I think Packers are pretty much done. They're not going to win the division. But it's a two-team race right now for the NFC North. In any case, I got the Vikings to win. I got the Vikings to cover. I don't know if I'm going to bet a full unit on it. I might sprinkle a little some on it. Maybe like a half a unit on it. Have some action on this game. It's going to be a great game. I'll kick back my feet and watch it. A little bit on the Vikings to cover. But I'd be shocked if Seattle goes and whoops Minnesota's ass. I would be shocked. Minnesota has shown this year they're not frauds. They are legit contenders, and we need to start taking them seriously. Minnesota wins. Minnesota covers. That's my official pick for that game. Next one. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Miami Dolphins. I don't know who to pick here. I'm going to be honest with you. The Niners are so badly injured. Their running backs are just decimated. At this point, they're going to call me up. John Lynch and Shanahan are going to call me up to run and play halfback for the Niners. Deadass. Niners are just so badly injured. Their season's not technically over, but it is. They're not making the playoffs. It would be an absolute shock if they do. I don't think they will. Dolphins had a huge collapse last week. Prior to that, they've played very, very well. So I have faith in the Dolphins team, kind of. And I'm going to take the Dolphins here. I'm going to take the Dolphins to cover the spread, win the game. Are they better than the 49ers? No. Are they healthier and in a better position to win than the 49ers? Absolutely. I believe Dolphins will bounce back from the disaster class that was last week. Tua won't have another shit show like he did last week. He'll recover, and he's going to stunt all over the 49ers. Give me Tua Tugboat Viagra and the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins win. Dolphins cover. I'm going to bet it. Niners are done for. Everyone's injured. Nobody gives a fuck. Niners have collapsed. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl. This is a shit show of a game. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going to take in the game here for the picks. Jacksonville to cover. Jacksonville to win. They don't want to win this game. Raiders don't want to win this game. They do not want to win this game because if Giants lose, then the Raiders are going to fall down. Raiders want that number one overall pick so they can have a choice between Shador and Cam. They're probably going to pick Shador, but it doesn't matter because they want the choice to pick him. Jaguars have looked pretty decent under Mac Jones. A lot of these guys are playing for their jobs. Dougie P is coaching for his job, even though he's probably going to get fired either way. In any case, I have no faith in the Las Vegas Raiders. They are trash. They are done for, and they are actively trying to lose this game. I am not sure why the Raiders are favored in this game, but at this point, Vegas said, fuck it. Who cares about this shit? This is the toilet bowl. Who gives a fuck bowl? If you're betting on this, you got to call the hotline. I got the Jaguars to win. I got the Jaguars to cover, and I'm not even going to watch this game because I might throw up while watching it. Next game, the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are ginormous favorites in this game. And I'm going to start off by saying this. Bills are going to win here. Whoa! Surprise, surprise! I chose the Bills to win versus the Patriots at home. Obviously, the Bills are going to win here. Obviously, the Bills are not going to get fraud checked by a Patriots team, especially after what they did to the fucking Lions last week. How funny would that be if Bills beat the shit out of the Lions and then lose to the Patriots next week? So yeah, the Bills are going to win this game. They're clearly the better team. They're still in the running to get the number 1 overall seed. I mean, they're hoping Chiefs lose, but in any case, they still have a chance because they do have a tiebreaker over the Chiefs because they beat the Chiefs. But the spread intrigues me a lot. I think it's too big. I don't think the Bills are going to pound the Patriots as hard as some people might expect them to. Specifically because if you look at the last 2 weeks for the Bills, 2 unbelievable offensive performances. Unbelievable. Last week they put 40-something on the Lions. The week before they put 40-something on the Rams and lost. But still, they put 40-something points. They scored crazy amounts these last 2 weeks. And this week is going to be the week where they're not going to score as much. It'll be a little bit low scoring. And that, because of it's a low scoring game, a big spread like this does not make sense. I got the Patriots to cover. I am going to bet on the Patriots to cover. I'm very confident in this pick. One of my favorites, if not favorite play of the week. Patriots are going to play hard. Drake May's going to want to show his talent versus a good team in Buffalo. And Gerard Mayo seems to be coaching for his job. So he does not want to get blown out, even if it is by the Bills. I am going to bet, and I'm going to bet heavy on the Patriots to cover the spread. But unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, the Bills are going to win. But the Patriots cover, and that's what matters. Patriots cover, Bills win. That's my official pick. I'm betting it. Next game, Sunday Night Football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Shit Sunday Night Football game, but whatever, we'll get past it. Cowboys have looked a lot better these last few weeks. I'll give them credit for that. But the Buccaneers are not to be fucked with. This Buccaneers team is so dangerous. Their run game with Bucky Irving, Rashad White. Their pass game, Mike Evans is a superstar. The fucking rookie out of Washington, Kate Otten is good. And Baker has just been balling. Baker has been baking. And he will continue to bake. Fresh made cookies on Baker Mayfield in AT&T Stadium in Jerry World. Respect to the Cowboys and what they've been able to do with how shit they started this season, but this week will be an absolute ass beating delivered by the Buccaneers to the Dallas Cowboys. Buccaneers are no joke. They want to lock up their division and they want to get ready for the playoffs because their offense is unbelievable. Their defense isn't as great as it has been in years prior, but it's good enough to make a stand and hold their own. Buccaneers win. Buccaneers cover. Dallas Cowboys are not that good. They've had a few good couple of weeks, fine, but the Buccaneers are getting hot at the right time, just like they did last year. I got Bucks to cover. I got Bucks to win. Don't fuck around with Baker. Next game, Monday Night Football. A horrible Monday Night Football game. The Saints versus the Packers, in which the Packers are 14-point favorites in this one. I'm going to keep this one short and simple. Packers are winning. Packers are covering. It's the Saints. Are you kidding me? 14 points is an insane amount of points. Packers are going to bully the Saints. They're going to smack them on the ass. They're going to destroy them. They're going to fuck them up every which way that they can. The Saints are garbage, and they will not be able to stand on the same football field as the Green Bay Packers, who are also gearing up to make a run in the playoffs if Toyotathon still is happening, because Jordan Love during Toyotathon turns into prime Tom Brady. I don't know what it is or how it is, but the stats don't lie. Google the stats. The stats don't lie. Packers win. Packers cover in an awful Monday Night Football game in which I might burn my eyes out watching, because why would I even want to bother seeing the Saints get bullied? Those are my official predictions for Week 16 of the NFL season. Playoffs are this close, and I can't wait.